I'm on a mission to completely transform my hardcore world. With now over 6,000 days survived, there are still some spots around my spawn that I just have never touched. 2024 for me is the year of world building, and today I want to transform this oak forest into a beautiful custom oak forest full of handmade trees. I've already created a custom birch forest, so this will be a super fun challenge. And even transforming this entire mesa and desert biome into this lush river basin. So I'm sure this won't turn into too massive of a project, right? Be sure to click that like button as it helps me out so much. And please subscribe to help me reach 2 million subscribers this year. Last episode, I finally finished this town. So we're continuing right next to it here with the oak forest. First up, I'm gonna need my trusty hoe and my axe. Okay, and a few empty sugar boxes. Now we can get to destroying the forest so I can make a new forest. Yeah! Yep, I already filled the box. And some more. And we have a good chunk more to chop down. So let's get right back into it, trying to gather up all of the leaves in the process, as the goal is to eventually build a new forest here. So I will need a lot of leaves to make the whole tree thing happen. And here go the last few trees to make way for our new custom forest. Okay, might have been a little premature on that. There's a lot of leaves on these trees. Lots of leaves on these trees. And here we go. Now all the trees are gone. That's a custom one. That one stays. That's a teaser for the future. But now we have 1, 2, and 3 shulker boxes full of leaves and logs. But leaves! Just kidding. I missed a tree. We gotta get rid of it. I already put my hoe away. This could take forever. Next up, I want to terraform a bit and mostly fix up this massive random hole in the landscape, but it does give me an idea. We'll get to that soon. We can leaf the leaves here, as I will definitely be using them later on. We can grab a few more boxes, fly across the city, and fill up on a bunch of dirt. I want to focus on the shape of the terrain for now. We'll worry about adding in all of the details and decorations when we get to that point later. Which means for now, I want to smooth out all of the random holes and divots that Minecraft generates into the game to make it easier to add things on top later on. A few of these steep parts, however, I can add in our rocks later on to cover them up. Now for the pit over here. I like the idea of a stream running all the way down from the mountain just to break up the forest, so we can start by tracing that shape out here that it's going to be on top of these grass blocks. And we can somehow bring it down the terrain. Maybe, oh, I guess there's a little dip here, and we could have it run through there, and then like that way. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Next, I thickened up the line to create the stream bed and started to shape up the sides of the pit from there to connect into the terrain. Here I was just chilling in my happy place, placing dirt, and this dude comes along. Whoa! Stupid creeper. Thankfully, dirt can repair creeper holes, so I finished up the rest of the creek with no issues. Yeah. Not again, no! No. People told me I should stay up at night more often. Is this what you want? A little ominous with the pillager castle in the background there. Huh. I think this is going to work really well for a creek bed. For now, we'll figure out how it's going to go back over here, but I want to just throw a bucket in and see what happens. It is looking like a creek. That's a good sign. Little fix right in there, and some water sources down here to keep extending it. Maybe we'll bring this in a little. Ooh, yeah, we need a lot more love down here to fix up this. And here we go, all the way down to the river itself. I mixed my wets and my dries, and we now have a creek going all the way up to the mountain. Side note, didn't realize this. The blue color you get inside of a meadow biome for water, it's so cool. Look how like deep of a blue that is. Okay, moving on. At the road, to make a crossing to get across our little creek, I want to add in trapdoors as a simple bridge. Nothing fancy, but it'll do the trick. Going back a few hours, this is the terrain without any smoothing. And now we have this, which I like a lot more. Taking a quick break from the custom forest and moving to the far side of town, I want to refocus on the riverbed here as well. I can see it from the forest, and it's always bothered me that I just never fixed it up, so I want to replace all of the gross sand and clay with some mud and coarse dirt. Then to cover up the big chunk of dirt that's just sticking out, I decided to build a custom rock to match all of the other custom rocks along our river. Now we can start to detail out a lot of the base elements and get those in place, throwing a little wheat seed action in here, some sugarcane around, a few dark oak saplings, and some bushes just to make it feel more full. Above the river edge, I grabbed some bone meal to fill it in with tall grass and create some more game trails of sorts, because I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla recently and most of the game is spent going up and down rivers, and well, I got a little inspired by what I was staring at. I did get distracted by a stupid default tree, so I did change it out for a custom one, and then to avoid designing some new custom trees, I decided to build a road above the water's edge instead. Okay, there was a small purpose for doing this. One, I have a ton more leaves. Two, I have a cool new path. I do want to clear out a few more trees here, as I am definitely going to need some more leaves to build all of our custom ones. I've also mentioned nearly being out of space for fields, so this can help with that too. Box is now full, and we have a little clearing over here. Plus, fun fact, we've now mined well over 200,000 blocks with our hose. The netherite hoe, that is. Diamond hoes are down at 8,600. Looking at the Minecraft oak forest biome, we have short and tall oak trees and the occasional birch tree dotted around. So we need to, at bare minimum, add those into our forest. On top of that, we have beehives and random patches of flowers. To work up to this project, a few months ago, I started to practice building trees nearly every day. Spending nearly an hour on each of these, I'm really happy with how I've improved my skills. This burb tree here is an oak tree that I built pretty close to the start of this world, and here's one from the Pillager Castle project a few episodes ago. I like this one a lot more. Here in the test world, I have 4 different oak trees, as well as quite a few different ones of the birch trees down there, and I'm very excited to bring them here into the world. I've got a ton of different materials to throw together the oak trees. We can start with a trunk to get away from the ground, then we can start to create the branch network up here using oak logs, mud brick walls, and spruce fences. A little while later, and we end with this, which just needs a few oak leaves thrown on top. I really love the 4 or 5 blocks of space we have underneath here. I have planned out 4 different types of oak trees in the super flat world, so let's add all of them in here next to each other for the first time ever. And I still love it, so that's good, because I did just spend a whole hour building these 4 trees and over 10 stacks of oak leaves. Now for those birch trees, except these use acacia leaves to be a warmer birch. Okay, fine, I got carried away and added in a real birch tree down here too, and I love how this frames in the castle in the distance. Definitely gonna try and keep that in as we expand the forest. But ow, this is gonna take a lot of blocks to get done. Thankfully, I do have a lot of leaves lying around in my storage rooms, as I spent quite a few hours gathering them in the past. I went through a few stacks of spruce logs already making fences for branches, so I figured I'd just gather up another shulker full of logs to be safe. Then we do need a lot of birch, which I always forget how tedious it is to gather, as you only get 5 or so logs per tree. So I got about 10 stacks in the same time that it took up to fill an entire shulker of spruce logs. Next, I took a trip across the deserts of New Papyrus to reach the mangrove swamp, as I'm going through a ton of packed mud walls to build out those thicker oak branches. So I decided to hang out in the mangrove swamp, clearing out a ton of space in order to assemble 2 shulker boxes of mud, which sounded delicious and didn't actually take too long to fill up. One shulker went away to storage and the other to my wheat farm, as I want to turn all of that into packed mud straight away. And now we have the first monster of the forest, made out of shulkers, kind of blocking the road. Still ground details to go, but I really do like how this is looking. I did sneak an extra tree or 2 in here also. They're so good. No, I'm falling. But I can't be that productive. I need to plant a field first. If you're new to my hardcore series and are like, why the heck is fWhip planting a field? Well, I have planted a field in every single episode of this hardcore series, sometimes more than one. So we now have over 57 fields in this world to tell the story of how the people get enough food to survive. And well, to ask you all to subscribe to help me survive as a wee little YouTuber trying to make it on the internet. As the villagers need bread to live, fWhip needs likes and subscribes to live. A new pitcher pod field for our lovely sniffers to look at. Hi, buddies. It's been a while. How we doing? Good, good, great. Time to get back to work working on the forest, as it doesn't look like much of a forest right now. Since I have all of the materials over here for tree building, let's craft a ton more spruce fences and fence gates. More mud bricks, 4 mud brick walls, and grab the rest of our oak tree building items. As I put 2 hours on the clock to start working on what I'm calling the heart of the forest, where the tallest and densest part of the forest will be here in this huge open section. Well, at least the edge of that for now. Here you can see the atmosphere really taking shape within our forest. I've been trying to put tree types in bunches together as I find it to be a little bit more natural and maybe more realistic of an approach. Also, on top of this view we have here looking at the Pillager Castle, I also accidentally created this shot right here looking directly down at the boat in the town that I'm really gonna try and keep in. But before we add any more trees, I need a horse. Ow, ow, oh geez. Oh. Okay, we're in a tree. Maybe I should look where I'm flying when I'm flying through a forest. Right across the mountain, we have the horse racetrack. It's been a while since I've been over here, but inside I'm missing horses. Okay, I've taken them somewhere, but we have a lot of super quick horses here that I need to borrow. And for now, we can take this guy. As one of the things in Minecraft that bugs me the most is, as you can see here, it's near impossible to walk through a normal forest on horseback. You just keep running into things. So here in my re-envisioned forest, I want to make sure we can easily travel along the roads by horseback without running into any of the leaves. And it looks like we can do that pretty much everywhere. Before we continue, want to know a pro building secret? Great! Remember that custom tree I designed earlier? Well, if you rotate it 4 times, it looks like 4 different trees. Now, I've already designed 4 totally different oak trees. Rotating all of them, we have 16 different tree designs. But sometimes we need something a little more unique than that. Sometimes we need to build a tree to fit the space I'm working at instead of taking one of my pre-built designs. So as we work towards the center of the forest, I need some taller trees with less leaves at the base, since not a whole lot of light is going to be making it through the canopy. So we can show the density of the forest by simply having some bare branches lower down on the tree. My goal is to look up and not just see the green from the leaves, so I think this new tree in here is gonna fit really well. I think it's got enough leaf coverage on it. Yeah, I'll leave it. I'll come back and fix it if I need to. Why? I'm just trying to build a forest next to your castle so you have something nicer to look at. Stop following me. No, no, no fires in the forest. This is how forest fires happen. It's your fault. You just die already. Thank you. Remember, kids, only you could prevent forest fires. Just gonna put the flint and steel away. That's how we prevent them in this game. So, yeah, in the meantime, we need to bring that heart of the forest feel in with some even more trees surrounding this new big boy that I just added in. And I thought along the creek over here, we could put a patch of our birch trees that bring in that bunches idea again. I've been building trees for the past 7 hours, so I need a little bit of a break from this, but it is starting to look like a forest. Look at that. Oh, I love it. So instead of our trees, let's work on the ground underneath the trees. Now, do I have any rooted dirt? No. Literally none. Nice. Guess we're on an adventure to find a lush cave. The best way to find rooted dirt is to find a naturally spawned azalea tree, as that'll lead to a lush cave below it. And rooted dirt will connect the 2 of them together. Wait, hold up here. Hold up. Whoa, there's azalea trees right here. How did I not know this? I chopped spruce trees right there. How did I never know this was here? Okay, grab the shovel, and if we dig down, let's take the tree out just to be safe and give myself an exit. Here we have a rooted dirt. And if we keep clearing this going all the way down, we get a ton of it. Oh, we found some clay, which means we must be near the bottom. And there it is. Oh, wait, the rooted dirt keeps going. Oh, and diamonds. Oh, this is a great cave. I don't know which I'm more excited about. Excuse me, I'm trying to be excited. Leave me alone. Thank you. Oh, and a spore blossom. I love dripstone caves. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, that's really nice. That's a lot of diamonds. I kind of forgot how cool lush caves are. Look at these little guys swimming around down here. But we've also got ourselves 6 spore blossoms, 9 small drip leaf, and 800 something rooted dirt. Okay, I'm fully distracted here as I went mining for a little bit longer and I found more diamonds. It keeps going and there's more. Right into a dripstone cave. What? This is the coolest cave ever. Besides Gobland, okay? Besides Gobland. Okay, I've had enough fun down here. I'm gonna loop back and start finding my way back up to the surface. Okay, I kept following the spore blossoms and the small drip leaf and I found a geode. Look at that. Oh, it's so worth it. More importantly, 47 and 21. This is a great day. Right, we found the way out. Let's go home. Wait, there's another tree right here. I could get more. And I got more. But hey, I filled the sugar box up and it is time to head back home. As the next step, I want to remove a lot of the grass that we currently have within the forest and turn it into some dirt, as I think it'll look a lot better. That's where this rooted dirt comes in, as it'll stop grass from regrowing everything that I'm changing out. When I come across little openings here in the canopy, like this one, I want to actually keep a lot of our grass blocks so we can surround this, creating a big open space with our rooted dirt to show that the sun is able to make it all the way down to the forest floor, and it's creating a little bit more life down here. So we can end with a random little splotch like this. We'll do some flowers and leaves and things in there, and then I just continue along with all my dirt. I just gotta remember to be really careful surrounding all of it with our rooted dirt here so that it doesn't regrow over all of the dirt that I'm placing in. This is looking very barren, but I think it's a good blank canvas that we can fill in. Oh, I have no idea how I dodged that. Down to the vineyard. Let's grab some berry bushes. Into the city, spruce leaves. I have like none. Mangrove leaves, some mangrove roots, and some flowering azalea leaves. Then I want to get some alliums and lilacs that we can, you know what? I have a farm for these. But the alliums and lilacs we can use for the grassy patches, and yep, we're getting plenty. I'd love grass and ferns too. Ooh, and dead bushes, but that's gonna be a problem. Oh well, gotta start somewhere. I'm just gonna leave those running until they run out. I'll be back soon and turn them off. Okay, quick test before we actually get working here. If I bone meal that into a large fern and break it, I should get 2. Okay, so I can at least very slowly make some more of these. This is gonna take a while. Well, this at least means I can make a giant plantation of ferns that we could just go harvest if we need a bunch more. So at least that's something good coming out of this test. These are definitely just double tall ferns and nothing else. Nope, just nice big old ferns. Ferns acquired, I started to figure out what the forest floor is going to look like, but I don't want it to be too full. But like I want it to be full enough, you know, something that helps connect these trees into the ground more, as they feel a little too artificial currently. Now I have no idea if there are any bees inside these nests but they do spawn in oak forest normally, so we're gonna add some of them in here. Ooh, there's honey. That's a good sign. Maybe some bees will be flying around here, but I love the atmosphere we've been able to create. I mean, just look at this place with some shaders on. This is definitely the atmosphere I'm going for. Okay, we have 1 bee in the forest. That's amazing. Do you have a friend? I'll bring flowers. They do have a friend. I'm going to get flowers. These are going to be some very, very busy bees. There you go. Yeah, look at that. Oh, this is great. Okay, we've got 1 hive full. I've got 2 more that could definitely use some bees. Okay, this is fantastic and all, but our forest is still pretty small, and I can't really cover the ground until I have the trees in place. And I unfortunately am almost out of birch leaves. So I took a trip south to the birch forest to gather up a few more stacks to hopefully have enough to complete the forest expansion. Well, I've got over a shulker box here of birch leaves, which means hopefully we can get back into tree building. Full shulker boxes ready to go with materials means it's building time. Thankfully, I still have a ton of the other materials, so I was able to get right back into it, adding in a bunch more trees to finish off the entire southern edge of our forest. I know I do this every episode, but look at where we started today, and look at where we are already at with this forest. We do have a very important element to add here in the forest, however, which incorporates a few bits of log and a little bit of moss resting on top. Okay, maybe a few more little foliage blocks thrown in around it over here. And I think this used to all be dirt. Oh no, this very much was all dirt over here. Oh, where did the grass get in? Just gonna fix all this real quick. Okay, much better. Now that should be safe from having any grass growing. Much like this shulker box, my brain is all over the place. But currently the process of building more trees to fill out the forest sounds like the best step forwards. Jumping across the creek, I want to slowly work towards the edge of the forest and the pillager castle, where I can start to thin out the trees we're currently using in the oak forest itself as we move away from that heart of the forest section. And I met some lovely new people from the castle. Oh boy, forgot about them. Maybe we could just like draw a line in the grass here. Like they don't come beyond that. But we got another new tree. It's a little wonky, but I kind of like it. Not every tree has to be perfect, and I think that's okay. I know I've been doing a lot of repetitive tree building today, but to be honest, I'm just having so much fun bringing this environment to life around me, and it's been really fun to just kind of sit here and really work on a project for a while. I have, however, been holding off on adding spore blossoms in, as I wasn't sure if I'd actually want them in here, but I can't help it. Yep. Particles are cool. And I even managed to keep the view of the castle in here pretty well too. It already takes about 15 seconds to walk from one end of the forest to the other, and this is feeling really cool once you're inside of the environment. But I would like to expand the forest going a little closer to our pillager castle. I'm already 17 hours into this forest, so it's a few more hours of my life. Yeah, woo! Make that 18 and a half hours, and hey, look, we got a bunch more trees out here. Wow, isn't that so fun? The magic of editing, just poof, and they're here. However, let's go back a few months in time where I built the pillager castle and surrounded it with these really cool skinny spruce trees. That forest has been in the background here the entire time, so I think it's time that we slightly merge them together, like by breaking down this little default oak tree over here and put a custom one in instead. Now, what do I need for these spruce trees? Nether brick walls, some dark oak, and spruce leaves. Okay, that's not bad. Dark oak, we have none. Wow, I was expecting you to have at least a stack in there. We do have plenty of nether brick, which is great. Time to head north up to the spruce forest to grab a few stacks of our spruce leaves. I'll be here for a bit. This here should do it on the spruce leaves. Time to go find a dark oak forest. Leaves in hand, I flew back over the world tree, going south this time, and landed in a dark oak forest to chop down a few dark oak trees and gather up all of the leaves while I'm here because, well, I'm out of those two. Ah, where did they come from? No, no, he's got a sword too. I've seen this before. Okay, we're safe. Now we're safe. I will keep this potato forever, for I've defeated the ultimate boss of hardcore. You can stay up here forever. I try to not focus my videos on how many hours or days in game that I'm spending on a project, as I find some channels really overemphasize that, and I want to stand out a bit. So I'm just surprised this project is nearing the 20-hour mark, as I've been just completely sucked in and I didn't even really realize it. I don't want the new spruce trees to be everywhere, just like 2 little patches or so of a few trees each. So I messed up the view of the castle here, but I think we can get it back. Ooh, if I just tear this branch out, I think we'll be able to see a pocket of it. I don't want a grand reveal, more just a, hey, look at this thing down the road. Don't you want to go look at it? And you kind of get a little pocket of it. Yeah, that'll do. I was talking with my pillager friends here, and they decided that they really want to have some extra trees here to kind of block it. So they're okay with me kind of filling in that gap of the really cool viewing portal. So I added these extra 2 trees for them, and they're really, really thankful for me adding these extra trees. And okay, I guess, yeah, they want me to leave now though. Okay, got it. Really? We gotta do this like through the forest? We gotta do this all the way through the... Okay, come on now. I guess we now have our first bandits inside the forest. It's... Wow, look at it. True medieval fantasy world. I guess that does mean we could use the pillager banner here as a bit of a warning sign of don't come any further, you're coming into our lands. Oh, I already put another one over there. Right, yeah. Double warning, triple warning. And a pillager. We have over 80 trees planted already, but there's still one section of the forest left. This bluff on the far side of the creek needs our attention for a while. Slight problem, however, I only have 3 stacks of oak leaves left. And to make it worse, both of my hoes are nearly broken. First step is going to be to fix those up with a quick trip into the nether to fly across the roof out to the stronghold. As much as I love my wither skeleton farm, out here in the end, the enderman farm is just so much better. Much better. Oh, that's a lot of pearls. No, thank you. Goodbye. Tools repaired. I got back to work gathering up a bunch of oak leaves, as we'll probably need a 4th shulker box to finish this project today. Okay, or a 4th and 5th shulker box of oak leaves, and a refill on our birch. Moving towards triple digits on trees planted inside of this forest, I got right back into work building a lot more of them surrounding the creek a little bit better than before, but also trying to make sure we keep that sky access above the water. That's a good creek right there. Yep, that's a good one. I mean, just look at the forest from the town back here. I've got a huge smile on my face right now. Smiles can continue later. For now, I really want to finish off the last of this forest before that 24-hour mark. And I've got an hour and 10 minutes left on the timer that I didn't really know existed until now, but heck, I guess we're doing it. My original plan was to connect these forests together, but now that I have this opening, I kind of love that the space is in here and it really helps to shape out the valley. So I think I'm gonna leave it. Ow. Because that also means that we did 100 something trees in under 24 hours, and that's pretty cool. Look at the massive scale of this forest. This is pretty bonkers. All that remains now is actually decorating the inside of it, which is actually fairly, no, made it. Yep, easy to fly through. So easy to fly through, yeah. I still want to fix up the forest floor itself, so I started to run around and dig lines of rooted dirt into the terrain to limit where those grass blocks are going to be able to spread. After each of the loops was finished, I was able to remove the grass and add in a lot of dirt to hopefully finish the forest floor. I got a good chunk done, and I started to see grass randomly just reappearing in the area that I had just turned into dirt. So I found underground, the grass was able to grow through diagonally from the previous place where the train was, so I filled it all in with some blocks I had picked up just to prevent that again. To give that some time to see if my plan worked out or not, I decided to jump over and work on the stream bed itself, adding in a bunch of mud and coarse dirt along the edges of the water all the way down to the main river. With that done, I went back into the details that I had added along the main river a while ago, trying to go a little bit lighter on the heavy detailing here since it's not as large of a body of water, which means just a little bit of small drip leaf in the water, some sugarcane, wheat, and the rest of the forest ground floor covering goodies that we've already added in. I used the top as a bit of a test plot and continued that all the way down to where the stream meets the river, which turned into this beautiful creek bed running down the hill. More importantly, none of the grass grew back, so this is all safe and ready to be detailed. Going through the process of adding in all of the different details again to fill out this entire forest is a lot of inventory management with each different item being used here. But man, I am happy to have everything in to finish off this forest fully from the top of the canopy down to the ground floor. Team Trees, you're welcome. I'm doing my part by planting over 100 trees in my hardcore Minecraft world. Let's just ignore how many trees I chopped to get here. Yeah, this video has taken nearly 30 hours to complete, so please be sure to leave a like on it as it helps me out a bunch. Subscribe if you're new, and with that, I'll catch y'all on the flip side.